Greetings, people of the internet. Lachlan here, back with another video. I received another request from a fan to talk about a subject that's a little bit more serious than my last video was. Dealing with depression and remaining positive when you're facing struggle is a difficult thing. At the outset, I want to say that a lot of what I'm going to talk about today has been influenced by Dr. Jordan Peterson, the Canadian psychologist. I found Dr. Peterson's work to be immensely helpful in dealing with my own doctors. The first tip I want to give you when dealing with struggle and pain in your life is that there is no silver bullet to it. You're never going to wake up one day and just have everything be alright and feel perfectly happy and content with your life. It's an ongoing process of continual work to see the best possible outcome that you can conceive. For those of you who don't know, I have quadriplegic cerebral palsy, and I was born with it. So for the past 27 years, I've dealt with more than the average share of suffering and anger. And the thing about a life like mine is that if you let it, it can very easily turn you bitter and resentful towards the world at large. And the honest truth is that there are some days in which I feel that way. There are some days where you wouldn't want to talk to me because I experience a kind of rage that is irrational, and I will fly off the handle for the simplest things. But for the most part, as I said, it's about working to find a balance. Ways in which you can do that, and this has certainly been true for me, is to find a goal. So find something in your life that you care about and something that you can aim at. For me, this has been my training in Taekwon-Do and general fitness. Goals are important in life because if you don't feel like you have a purpose, you will drift towards a nihilistic attitude wherein you believe that everything is meaningless and without any inherent value. You also need to surround yourself with people who seek to promote your highest good. So while people that go out and get blackout drunk every night might be fun for a while, basically all you're doing with that is staving off your own existential dread. And it's little more than a stopgap, because when you wake up with a hangover the next morning, your problems are still there. Believe me, it's been something that I've been faced with. I once met a guy who said to me point blank that if he lived my life, he'd never come out of a drug-induced coma. And so, getting back to the importance of friends, the friends you need to have need to be the kind of people who you can share your real feelings with. This age of social media perpetuates a kind of falsehood in which we need to constantly appear happy and successful and always have a Hollywood smile plastered across our faces. And what I've come to realize is that happiness is not an eternal state. It is an experience, and it doesn't last for ages at a time. Happiness comes in short spurts, and you have to be able to recognize happy times and be conscious and present within them while they last. And basically develop the internal fortitude to weather the storms of your life. You also need to avoid comparing yourself to others, which, as I said, with social media is very difficult. The thing about social media, though, is we only show people the very best moments of our lives. Nobody posts when they've spent a day or a week in deep depression and struggles to get out of bed. Nobody sees that stuff. So you cannot see a 1-minute Instagram video or a photo album on Facebook where someone's smiling and having fun and think, oh, that's what their life is like all the time. Because it's most likely not. You also need to avoid doing things that kill your soul. For me, for example, I hate small talk. I do not like to have inane babble that is actually meaningless. I avoid it like the plague. I would much rather talk about serious topics and what's really important to me. And that's something I would advise everyone else to do as well. And humanity is strange in that we've been conditioned to avoid difficult topics for the sake of not making anyone uncomfortable. A side effect of that is that so much stuff is left unsaid that we don't ever really get to know one another, which I don't think helps anyone. It's basically a form of deception. And I think that honesty in terms of our emotional state is beneficial to everyone, because then no one is confused and left unsure of where they stand. You also, in life, need to remain focused on not thinking about the future too much. I know that for me, the future is a very daunting prospect because I have a severe disability and I'm in a country that is slowly falling apart. When I say falling apart, it's not something that's noticeable on a grand scale every day. It's just a slow degradation of our standard of living. I call it the slow road to oblivion. And a lot of this is out of my control because it has to deal with large socio-economic factors that I have very little power to influence. So in order to prevent myself from going insane, what I do is live day to day and week to week. And I set small goals that I can achieve on a daily basis. Because I don't believe humans were designed to think years ahead. The immensity of the future is simply too much for the human mind to comprehend, and if you spend too much time trying, your mind will snap. Well, I hope you found this video useful, and remember, if you'd like me to make a video talking about something you're interested in, all you have to do is send me the equivalent of $10 on PayPal, and I'll get right to work on that. Have a great day.